And welcome back to game number 2 here at the Monster Energy DreamHack Studios. My name is Sims, this beautiful man is Avenger. And wow, we are moving into game number 7. This is a best of 10 split across 2 days. Best of 5 yesterday, best of 5 today. And we're all said and done. 3 teams will be booking their tickets to DreamHack Austin to compete for their share of $100,000. Now, Martin, I must say that last game, obviously some of our big names going out early once again. Envious not having the best of start compared to yesterday, but a couple of the other rosters that we're talking about, we look at United, we look towards Totality, we're looking towards, I believe it was also Hooligans, getting up there in the rankings, getting more points behind them.
Indeed. I mean, as we talked about yesterday as well, this third place is kind of up for the taking. Dignitas and Envious, they kind of just have to grind, keep on those wheels on going, getting those consistent top 7, top 8 positions here. But I mean, everyone else in the top 12, they're kind of just the third place is free for the taking. There's not all the point difference yet. But of course, this next standing here after today with the United doing pretty damn well as well. I think they can just keep on grinding, having those top 3, top 5 position. They could potentially take that third positions.
Well, we do have the in the back. The servers are getting ready pretty quickly. Let's take a quick look at the standings to see how things have changed. United. They've jumped the gun. They've moved up into 3rd place. That's with 2 chicken dinners behind them.
That's wrong.
Yeah, I believe the chicken dinners weren't actually with them. That's why I'm a little bit interested in that one. So we'll get all those double checked out and make sure the standings are actually exactly correct.
It looks like United and Hooligans swapped their position. Because Hooligans had 2 chicken dinners. We'll look into that. Don't worry about that.
We'll get that one seen in the back.
It still looks like Totality, Tempo, and Optic are kind of...
We've still got all those kind of contentions for that 3rd spot. I think that's where it's all eyes on the prize. But I mean, even Dig, they're not out of the woods. They're still got a bit of a target painted on the back, so to speak. And you know, we kind of saw it from before, where playing a little bit more safer, a little bit more passive. You know, they are this team that likes to go Severny. The circles kind of have been going their way. You know, it's always been around the northern central area. We've not had any of these hard shifted towards the south yet. I want to see a milli circle.
Can we pay something?
Well, you know everything and you know everybody in the scene. Come on, you must know some way of doing this.
I mean, you can't though. I wish you could kind of like order a millicircle.
Proper Hunger Games style. I'll pay for this here. Just drops in and just gives them the circle like happy days, enjoy and see how things are. But yeah, I mean, we haven't seen any of these teams actually been given that circle yet in terms of how things would play. How would Envious react to it? How would Dignitas react to it? How would it'd obviously be going in the favour of teams like Ghost, teams like Pure down at the bottom, potentially even Noble if they're going to be around the Novo area. They kind of pick alternate patterns. It's either up at the top end of Zaki or down here in Nova. I mean, I'd suspect they'd go Novo. Oh, there you go. They're out of the plane because it's over the Novo area.
Yeah.
The rest of the teams, it's going to be usual circumstances for Pure. They're going to be down at the bottom.
Kind of the same plane as the last circle. It did go west of Serenity instead of east of Serenity the last time, but still kind of the same plane as the last time. So, but still kind of like further for the God Kapachinki area. George is going to be kind of a rough as well. Still, we're going to see Trifecta going into the Povka Mansion split here, which is a really good decision of them.
Is it generally going to be kind of same textbook as last time? Everyone going to the same area, everyone going to the same places? EDAC, I think forgot to get out of the plane, or maybe was actually tabbed out, or has only just got in. He's going to be separated from the rest of them. Or the bigger question I have to ask here, Martin, because it looked like rather than getting ejected, he was out at the same time as the other ones. He was moving straight away. Either he's just got lucky and got back in the game very, very quickly, or could that be potentially a tactical thing where you will send one all the way up north to scout?
I think that's a tactical toilet break.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
I think so. I mean, usually the Noble guys, they don't split up like that, having those, as we saw yesterday, those Cloud9 kind of splits where you split up everything. So I'm not sure. I think it is a tactical toilet break or maybe out smoking or reconnecting, whatever. Fortunately, we got 64 guys in, so all 16 teams have 4 players on their roster. Trifecta, as we talked about, going Lipovka again. And nobody's taking Mansion, though. They could potentially take that. And look at that circle. That's an Eastern circle. As we kind of ordered yesterday, we didn't have that many. It wasn't the milli circle we ordered, but still, this is the kind of Eastern circle. Having those circle varieties is really nice.
It's getting closer. It's getting closer, and I like it how you mentioned Lipovka. Maybe that's the thing, Martin. You need to, when the circle's coming down, you need to be talking about a town or city, because as soon as you mentioned it, boom, there she is. About 35% water, so that should shift more towards the left-hand side, go west, go inland, try and kind of, you know, we do know the circles now aim towards land, more away from the water side. So Lipo, you kind of spoke about it before, Martin. It's not necessarily the biggest area in the world for a full team.
No, I mean, I think when you see the Pittsburgh Knights, when they do their split, they do Prison, Mansion, Lipovka. They have 2 guys in Lipovka. They have 1 guy Mansion and 1 guy Prison. And that's a really good split. You're kind of greedy in the area, but you still have a lot of loot. You secure a lot of cars. You secure a lot of potential compounds, being able to take that early. Here, Filthy, he's kind of looting the compounds east of the Mansion, but not going Mansion. Mansion is such a strong place for 1 player. You can loot it fairly quickly, having a vehicle with you, and then you can move out of it or stay if the circles are like this. This is a really good circle for a Mansion area if we don't count in the water.
Okay, so teams that may potentially struggle, at least have the furthest to travel towards the circle. Envious this time, they have to go all the way across the map and try and touch the edge of that circle just to the right-hand side of Roshok. We'll then see Tempo Storm. Now, that's kind of the only other thing with these teams as we talk about them. C9, Tempo Storm, Envious, for example. Even down at the bottom, Viper, where how many minutes into the game now? They're only just getting to their destinational areas. So the looting time significantly cut down because of this circle. But the more important thing is the choke points that they're going to hit, Martin. When they try and get into the zone, there's going to be so many teams all the way on that western bank, just gatekeeping any team that wants to try and come across a main road. It wouldn't kind of surprise me if a lot of them, fair to say, maybe go up north and come in around Stalba.
Yeah, I mean, north is, of course, really open. It's a hard plane here, but still remember we have Dignitas up there. I think potentially we could see Optic doing that because there's not a super great circle for them moving into it, but still they have a really great position with this Roshok area here. You have these 2 small bridges, and you have all this area around them where they can basically just gatekeep, because these bridges, not the left one here, but the right one is kind of more used for the rotations. So potentially they could be gatekeeping, trying to secure and trying to make sure that these kind of teams, they don't rotate for free. Dignitas, of course, they're gonna, with this kind of circle, Dignitas is kind of gonna come in kind of late here. They're gonna keep looting until they're done, and then just kind of move here.
Interesting. C9 have gone mega early. 17 and Moody are actually almost dead center. Meanwhile, Frolica and Elusive still just kind of looting on their own in the wilderness, in the middle of nowhere. Frolica going for the cubes down at the bottom there, just on the crossroad. Elusive all the way between Zaki and Severny, really in the sticks up there. But Moody's still moving around. 17 will be actually next to a player from Trifecta, very, very close to one another, just over there on the far eastern coast. Totality, same old, same old. They're going to be inside the circle, I do believe, if my brain didn't mistake. They're going to be still in there, chilling away. They'll get plenty of gear out of it. They'll have the loot spawns. And this is where that 1 solo player is, I think. So one of the guys from C9 isn't too far away. It's 17 just round the corner.
He drove away here. I'm really surprised that nobody from Trifecta actually went to Mansion. I think it's because they think United is kind of contesting that area here.
I mean, that's what they're going to do. Look at what they've done with, I believe it is that Purdy, if I'm not mistaken. My eyes don't deceive me. He was kind of overextended a little bit just to kind of be a bit of a bodyguard. Theros as well. He will now know that this Optic player's there. Definitely, here come the shots.
Taking fire.
Yep. You'd expect him to bail away. We'll see if we do get a knock in the kill feed. It might have just been some warning shots that he's put down. United gifted a crate. Ghost this time. I think potentially for the first time we've actually seen them looting inside the circle, so they're not forced to move even late or early, then keep going away. 249 is in play 15 times. Level 3, level 3. Happy days for that. You can get fully geared up. 15 times, Martin. The first one we've seen in play, but it's not the prime weapon for it.
I mean, if you lay down with it, it's kind of insane, though. But still,
I mean, you can still tap fire.
I kind of feel like the 15X, the only thing you use it for is an AWM, or you read minds with it, because it's you zoom so much with it, and it's so hard to control as well. I mean, hitting moving targets with the 15X is completely impossible, I feel like.
I do like the... oh, go on. I've completely lost train of thought now. What's it called? The viewfinder. The viewfinder that's on it, like the VSS. So at least you can compensate for the bullet drop. You do have, if you are that age-old player that knows how to use viewfinders, that knows how to use the scopes, that knows how to compensate for your bullet drop, then It's rare for a reason. It's insane. You hit 15 times and you're going to be laughing. Ghost here, taking a few bullets of their own. Turtle, unfortunately, gets his shell knocked off his head. Level 1 chest as well, so they're in trouble. Trims it, takes some blood. Wow, Envious don't like one another today. Is that the second time now?
Last game, there was, I think, I'm not sure it's Renovator or Czech that drove over Jesse. But again, Jesse here in these, let's just say, traffical accidents, unfortunately for them. But I'm not sure if we talked about it yesterday, you know, with this.
Those bikes do feel wobbly.
They can kind of like just lay back. They have 2,000 points.
It don't mean they can bloody run each other over though.
I mean, they can.
There's laying back and there's laying right on his back, dead in ground, running poor bugger off.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it's for the entertainment for us and the viewers. So, but that would be good.
Hey, they haven't chased after a vehicle rolling away yet. They're still not. They've not peaked. They haven't monk-arrested it. 17 still here, unfortunately. All kinds of trouble. He's actually gone up against his old optic buddies here. Fancies a bit of revenge, but no chest, no meds, an AKM, and a prayer. That is all he has. Optic, they can sniff. Ironically, 17's actually in green here. The green wall, looking for their old comrade, and there he is. Bites the bullet, bites the dust. 17's dead. Trying to get some revenge, though. Moody smells one, smells two. Can he get a third? It'd be a huge BYOC. Says nope, denies him that kill, or denies him any kill, any points whatsoever. Picks up 2. 24 points going in the hands of Optic Gaming. C9, again, having a very, very brutal game. Game 1 finishing 16th. Game 2 already losing 2 players. The first 2 to die here.
I mean, there's a good call here. Instead of going, when you have the plane, it goes east of Cerveny here. Going to North George, you're going to be extremely late to this circle, so you have to play edge. And with this eastern kind of circles, the compounds are more scarce. You have more open area. But I still think with this many, look at how many teams you have in dead center, or at least close to dead center. The density of teams in the middle makes so much play around the side here. Look, it's basically a kilometer to the west that's just open for the taking, and you can edge it in the way.
What are we saying? That Noble take that boat and go all the way up as far north as they potentially can. They've got the boats. They're just going to come down from Novo, and they're going to meet up with EDAC. I think EDAC's all the way up the top.
Yeah.
And he's free. There's nobody there. There's absolutely nobody there. They're used to these Stalber players. They've landed there. They've rotated there a fair few times. So I would honestly expect them to, EDAC, to say, look, you know, there's no one here. Come in, boys. Beach the boats and come get yourself stuck in, because at the moment that center is so clustered. There's so many players. Next circle, if it shifts and force them all out, it's going to be a bloodbath.
Yep. Noble here, the Navy SEAL team coming in to the north here. And look again how far from EDAC down to Dignitas and Trifecta. It's like over a kilometer of just open space. Also from the Yasnaya side, and we just have free space. They can move all the way into the eastern side of Yasnaya just for free without taking any fire. Donut Hole, meanwhile, is going to knock Shrimpsy. It's going to be a slight fight in the middle as well. Dignitas is under fire from Trifecta as well. Pure here in the southern side. Ghost also in the zone. Pretty good position as well. This is kind of a play style I really like as well. They have this open area. They just have their cars, but they can have them safe and then rotate in the next circle and the next circle after that as well. This is what we see from FaZe often as well. They kind of stand around the prison here. You have the U of the prison with all the riches around. They kind of stand on the left side and the east side depending on the zone.
Top of the prison area is pretty strong. You've got to be careful though sometimes if there's just to the right hand side of it, you've got that little compound of 2 separated houses, one on either side of it. You've got to be careful of them, because you can, with the elevated site, start picking people off. There's enough cover from the rock side to easily avoid them, but again, it does put pressure. If you have to run uphill, for example, you're just completely open to all kinds of fire. This time round, Viper Esports, you winners from the previous round, but they've got all 4 players left. Can they make more? Can they make magic happen? Trifecta. Allow wants to deny this. He's holding steady. He's going to wait for him to actually get beached. But again, the kick comes through that weapon, but a bullet does find its target. The answer one back. There's 2 players. They've overextended to the rock side. Godspeed will be allowed to get picked up. The grenades are going to go down. They don't know where they are. Maybe they'll just disconnect and disengage from this fight, because that was blood on a player running. Does that mean EDAC actually has eyes on them?
I'm not sure if EDAC is just north of this, but yeah, Trifecta's taking fire. It is indeed EDAC firing on them from the north. He actually hit 2 as well. Hey, it's me, Brain is going to get knocked from driving or whatever, but the northern zone here has shifted. It's gone towards Yasnaya. It's gone towards the north. Ghost already in a really good position here. Dill Hero here knocking Gustav.
Optic on to dig. A knock 1. And as we say, EDAC did enough to at least force Trifecta back into a building. So Noble can rally themselves up. They'll get Godspeed up. When we look further across, we see Ghost just chilling. Up in the ridges. So much cover here.
Yeah.
Oh, saying that, Ruski's actually got the number.
It's in the mansion area here. Really good position to kind of fight this forest here. But it's so dense, this forest. You have so many trees here. Ghost in a great position. And you can, in end game, you can pretty much accommodate 3, 4, 5 full teams in this area here if they just kind of snake. Boo is going to finish off 100 rounds. So he's going to be out of game number 7.
Noble now met their approach to the Harry Potter Tower. Trifecta falls back. Unfortunately, Boom will fall victim. So that's 2 knocks now here for Noble. They managed to get 1 up in the previous rounds, but they're getting picked up by 2 separate teams. They can play off the Defilade. EDAC does have that compound, so he can force them back. Look at all these snipers, DMRs, SKS. What we got in there? We had the K98, Jice, whatever you want to call him. M249. He's got tank busting weapons galore. He goes from a 249 to a DP. The man likes his...
a 6.6 on a 2.9 and a 4x on a DP.
It's ridiculous.
This is the LMG DMR meta.
That's just the LMG boy. Look at him. He's a tank buster. Get him on the front lines and watch him go.
Well, the 6.6 on the M249. I love that.
It's wild.
Beautiful.
It's scary because it works though. The gun's such a lazy beam.
You saw the animation kick on that. It was not that harsh. Of course, it's zoomed out right now.
Is it 80% with the bipods out if you lay down? I can't remember the figure.
Like stupidly much.
I'm going to try and find that figure because it's actually ridiculous. You lay down, the bipods come out on the gun, and it just becomes so stable. I mean, it's stable without even being laid down.
Yeah, when you crouch with it, it's as strong as the FF6 guns. Optic here, they're going... the Optic is opting for a 2-2 split. In kind of the center here, Froliger and Elusive, they're going to try to make a move. They're outside this zone. They're going to make a move, and the western side is free. Yasnaya is free. Totality has kind of gone back into Totality space here. They've taken down the library and the police station again. We're staying to that. Purdy is going out onto the field, taking that yellow house for later. Envy is in the Alamo east of Yasnaya as well. Hooligans on the south. They're going to get a crate. I'm not sure if they're going to go for that. Donut Hole and the guys from Black Label, they have the reverse L building here, close to Ghost. Dignitas northwest of them. Great positioning here from everybody. Noble is kind of the only guys split up. Godspeed is still close to Trifecta. Wildcard is still in their compound. And he's really in a split position here, but he's pinched down. Godspeed can't really move. Raw here, he's taking fire. That's some long shots coming out of Lipovka with a 2x.
No, I'd look to see if I get the exact number, but yeah, the 249, I believe it's also the same for the MK14. If you lay down, they've actually got bipods on the end of them, and they just become absolutely even more ridiculous than what they already are. Circle still sticking towards the coastline, so not shifting further inland. It keeps Yasnaya out. It forces 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams inland. Pure, they have to make their way out of Lipovka. More than likely, they should run out into the circle, go down south, because it's going to be a rough route if they go up north. And again, if you go straight in from Lipovka, everything's open, everything is uphill. It's going to be an uphill struggle, an uphill battle. You're going to be in all kinds of trouble. Meanwhile, on the opposing side, Trifecta, they're laughing. Jimmy here does have the number red 6 times on the mini, looking for a pick. Try and get the early advantage here. He spots 1. The bike helmet on as well, the level 1, so it's not going to save him. He's going to get knocked instantly if he takes a bullet to the brain. 4 in the back as well for up close and personal. Even up close and personal, you know, there's still a bit of a nerf, but it's still definitely a viable weapon if you get the right attachments for it.
Yep. United trying to put some pressure onto Trifecta. Now Noble, they have taken this compound back from them. Master Nook here putting some pressure onto Frolic. He's going to get knocked. Headshot here from Master Nook. Frolic is going to get knocked. Elusive is still alive. Barely though. Holding on to his vehicle here. He's going to try to breach somewhere in center. Soko is going to get knocked meanwhile by Idaklis. Elusive and Frolic is out. That is Cloud9 out in 16th.
Is that back
again,
to back?
Unfortunately.
Oh man, that feels bad. That feels really, really bad. Things not going the way, unfortunately, for C9. Edak with the rest of his teammates now, finally. So they can get it together. Ooh. Gets a bullet as well. Finds 1, finds 2, finds 3. Godspeed steps up. They're going to push in on this. They're losing players left, right, and center. I think there's only 1 left inside the top of the building. They're going to wipe them all out. They pick up, what's that, 36 points consecutively? What a push from Noble to just get stuck in there and wipe them all out 1 by 1.
He's going to jump. He's going to try to run for it. Oh, he's going to make a push.
He doesn't have a scope, though. He's going to be iron sighting this bad boy, and he's only got level 1s. Ugh.
They heard it. And he's going to take out Boom in multiple ways.
No fear. Absolutely no fear. Ran at him, nailed him. I mean, he's going to take 70% to both his face and his body. With a level 1 only redirecting 30% of it, it's not going to neglect anything.
Nope.
Noble then.
That is Trifecta out. They had a good run last game, but that is Trifecta out at 15th. This is somewhat early, unlucky for them.
I'm happy for Noble to be able to kind of do what they've done, be separated like that, unless it was tactical. I don't think it was, but we'll never know. To then get on the beach, to then be pushed by Trifecta, to then push back onto the Trifecta and just completely batter them. Tony V and the rest of Totality here over on the opposing side. They're all chilling, but they know where 2 teams are. 1 in front and 1 behind. 2x scope on the minute. The 2x got a buffer color patch to go, and it actually became a little bit more viable.
I think so, yeah. The 2x here is much more viable. The reticle is larger, and you kind of feel like you actually have 2x on it. Before it felt like it was a 1.5x, but now it's a lot more viable, and it's a great scope if you don't have anything else. It's good on the Mini, it's good on the SKS because the animation kick is so little on it, so you can kind of more spray to it. Deliro is gonna knock Turtle from Ghost. Ghost in a great position though. Also Black Label, they have the reverse L building here, kind of dead center, team number 10.
Noble onto United. The only kind of thing it does there is it gives away the information, and in doing so, it also gives them the advantage because they now have to run towards them. United have the zone, they can keep them back. Look potentially for Noble to maybe swing this one and go for the hard shift all around the circle, rather than just running the gauntlet and running into players. It's a team that's disciplined, it's a team that knows what it's doing, it's a team that's consistent. I expect them now to go up north and try and run away from the rest of the players. Dignitas going to crunch in. Gustav, AKM versus AKM. No helmet, no problem. GG, wipes 1. Logic's gone. Comes in with the AKM, takes his gear.
And look at that. That is so strategical from Dignitas here. They wanted that Love Shack in the middle here. Also, even though they were so close here, Black Label, they were so close, they could just push it. It's less than 100 meters, or around 100 meters, they could just push that later, but because it's that dead center, it's a strategical position that they really want. Dignitas taking it, they're going to be playing 2-2, having the compound further north here. Whoa. Guys.
Boom's pushing.
Yep.
Boom's getting aggressive, no fear. They're doing completely opposite to what I expected them to do. Boom wants a piece of this. Hypoc runs over Adam. BYOC finishes him off with the UMP.
Qualifier is with him as well.
That's the thing, they're focusing on 2 guys at the back. They're just trying to debate them out. They're trying to keep them occupied. They'll go on the bike. Maybe the 2 players that are in front. Push up they have. Boom's pushed up. He's got stuck in. He takes out 1 with the AKM. This is fantastic from Noble. Turtle takes out Maluk down in the kill feed. Profi comes in as well. Zampa, your boy Dre. 3 members there. Make that... Yep, there is definitely 3, excuse me. There's still 1 alive there for Tempo Storm. Uncivil does know optics right above him. Boom goes through, seals off G. 12 points to Noble. McCoy comes back on your boy Dre. They're peeling the picking. Ghost is going completely in there on Tempo Storm. There must be, what, one player alive, potentially?
It looks like one player only here. Optic is going for the 1-3 split here. And that was fantastic. Also, map awareness here from Optic. They saw that Dignitas, they sent 2 players off, and they're thinking, okay, boys, let's breach this. So they breached it. They took Adam out. Adam was downstairs, and they just drove straight into him, leaving on Civil, the last player here on this compound from Dignitas.
Can we please appreciate what Noble did?
Yeah.
By
aggressively
debating the corner, by sitting there for ages, allowed their team to push up and just creep up. And then they've now met them, pushed a United back, and quite literally taken their spot from them. Amazing work from Noble. They're back in the circle. Vegas here for United. They're kind of a little bit out in the open. The team on the rock shouldn't be able to see them because of the angle. However, one team that can see them is Wildcard. Straight across the shoulder of Pure. BenQ down at the bottom. Last player remaining here for Tempo. Oh, no. Dear. And he's gone.
Vegas. The Car98 headshot straight onto Sharp Shot.
BenQ's gone.
Yep.
He's out. Rest in peace, my friend. Tempo Storm, they end their run in 14th place in game number 7. Unlucky for some, but 13 teams do remain. 48 players alive. Envious, top of the shop, all the way up in the north to the left-hand side. One player from Dig and the rest of Optic Gaming. Noble, they have the highs on the prize when it looks towards the Hooligans. Currently a team that's in contention for that top 3, just hiding in the rock side. Potentially not a good circle if it shifts completely away from them. Round, though. Ream, excuse me, potentially. He's going to get knocked and flushed. There it is.
Next zone is a good zone. It's going to be straight into the center here, not really favoring anybody but the guys that have been early adapters and pushing center early. So no hard shifts in this one. It's just basically straight on center. I mean, Ghost on the push from the west side.
You did say, Martin, that Dig absolutely 110% wanted that shack.
Yep. This is a strategical push and also the kind of map awareness that you can play off it later. Spike here, taking some shots. With the changed red dot.
It's the red dot on the 2 side and the holographic. The red dot specifically, you can actually change the viewpoint now.
Yeah.
The picture, the animation that's in there.
Page up and page down.
The rest of them, you can change the colors on. I played around with the crosshair with a little dot in the middle.
Yeah.
I still like my red dot. I think it's just from playing years of other games with the red dot, to be honest. But
yeah,
either way, Ramsey onto Mikoy with an Uzi of all things.
God, look at this. Taking fire from the southwest here, though.
Ghosts are dead. Ghosts are dead again.
What?
They're dead.
Ghosts
all in contention completely. Picked out by 2 teams.
Oh, Totality pushed had the pushing them from the south. Ghosts are on at 13th. Bahawaka's gonna get knocked as well from Gustav. Pride onto Hates Me Brain. Vegas onto Venerated. Tumai's gonna finish off Hates Me Brain.
Knocking the flush. His teammate Cass goes down as well. So Viper are getting picked up. Gustav with a grenade. He's been sat there for ages on Optic. Wookie Bookie with a second nade. Bawaka, he gets knocked. Boom, he goes down. Edak answers back onto Jimmer. So back and forth, back and forth. Gustav now joins the fray into Hypok. Optic. Hypok's dead. I don't think that's Optic gone just yet. Potentially one player remaining. If not, I do apologize.
It is still Heroes alive. He's in the northern side. Jamili taking fire as well here from the west. So much going on right now. Karthus is not going to survive this. Jamili's going to run away. Hates Me. Boo is going to run away as well. Envy here in a pretty good position, but they're getting pushed by Noble. Noble is on them. Godspeed is going to make a move here. Check Shooter is going to make a fight here. Check taking down 1. Taking down to 1% HP. Master Nooks on the flank. Taken down by Boom. Jesse is the last player. No, Caden is the last player alive right now. It's kind of an off angle here. Envy potentially could be going out on 12th.
They've got to be careful. Delirio down at the bottom as well. It all comes down to who sees one another first. Wookie Bookie with a headshot. Hey, it's me, Boo. He takes one to the brain. Packs a punch. Vegas back again. At least we'll pick up Boom there, so it kind of lightens the load here. For Envious, they find him. They're going out in 11th, down on the side. But themselves, they're actually getting picked off. Caden moves back onto Edak. So they got the walk-in wounded. Caden's still there. He takes Godspeed as well. Can Caden be this pulling this current 1 versus how many situation? He's done it.
God.
He's done it. He's completely wiped out the entire of Noble single-handedly. Yesterday it was Venerated's turn. Now it's Caden. And is he going to get the grenade to finish off Del Hoyle and knock out Optic as well? It's close.
Oh! One more. Please say you have one more. Oh, he's going to get finished by Wookie Boogie. That is Optic out in 9th. Meanwhile, Wohayo and Roski squad is putting pressure onto Totality here. They're down to 2 guys. Smithy, Terra, they're going to push the 4v2 right now. Terra's going to knock Wohayo. 3 versus 2. Purdy's going to get left outside alone. The zone has shifted in the northwest. Smithy making a move.
Insane. How Caden did that, I'll never know. One player got knocked at me. He only had a 3K, but still a 3K against the entire squad when your entire squad's just been removed. Like, amazing work. He's got himself into the top 10. That's kind of the players that they needed. Meanwhile, here we see Wildcard going one-on-one with Ruski's team. 2 will fall on the opposing side. Taylor finds Spike, gets the knock with the AKM. Shooter onto Shadow as well. That's another headshot, but that's a big bad boy grenade. Shrimsy!
Hooligans!
Oh my word.
You have to leave him alone here, Spike. And you can hear him. You can just hear him just turning around. Take my healing, take my healing, take my stuff. You wanted to drop him stuff, but no, they don't have time for it. Shrimsy and Foshu, they have to make a run for it. Yesterday, they took 2 chicken dinners. They're thirsty for more. They have to make a run. They're in the southeast kind of openly, but Dignitas is taking shots at them as well.
Ruski go out in 6, I believe. Last player remaining, team captain, Mad Ruski himself, does fall down. 2 onto Smithy, Totality. Now they're coming under the whip from Wildcard here. That's a mini knock. Over to Pride now. 7 kills in the back here for Wildcard Gaming.
Ooh, donut hole with the fancy little headshot here onto Sharpshot. 6x here on the Car 98.
Kickstart, SLR onto 4-2. Hooligans will get another player knocked down. I've only got 1 player kicking around now, 2 mile. All of a sudden, from us bigging them up, Martin, and having so many kills, Wildcard Gaming, they're just getting battered left, right, and center.
Yeah, they're kind of getting pushed here. Then they're also pinched here. Black Label, they have such a strong position in this last compound.
I think that's it. I think they're gone.
No. They still have 1 guy. We see on the minimap here. They have 2 guys alive in the south. They're still alive. Totality, meanwhile, they're going to get everybody up. Smithy's going to get picked up as well. That's insane. That's such important play here. Ramsey's going to put pressure onto Purdy as well. Now Shrimsy is putting pressure onto Wildcard. Wildcard still have 3 guys alive. Shrimsy is gone. That is Hooligans out on 6th. Still a respectable position from them having such a long run, and Shrimsy taking 4 kills earlier. Smithy's gonna get knocked again. Dignitas inside the zone.
Oh my word.
And Caden is gonna get taken out at 5th.
That's good for Dig. Knock MBS out at least, try and keep them down in the leaderboards, but still, Caden to pull his team into 5th place is absolutely sick. Pulling a 3K against Noble and then managing to not only get the points, but then get the placement as well. Same scenario as Venerated yesterday. Amazing work from Envious. Another player does fall. That's going to be Black Label going out in 5th place. Tony V comes through with a flush on the AKM. 11 players alive here. 4 teams and a very small circle. Dignitas, they own it. It's their territory. Everybody has to come to them. They can gatekeep like a bad man if they really want to.
Wildcard on the south here, and Totality in a pinch between Black Label and Wildcard. Wookie Boogie with the SKS headshot onto Kickstart.
Chop, chop.
That is a chop, chop headshot right there. Look at this zone for Dignitas. Taking that position that early was so crucial for them. Now all the other guys, they have to fight for 2nd place, basically. Black Label pushing onto Totality. Purdy is the last player alive for Totality.
They're going to be laughing, Martin. They can look at their area, they can look at the surroundings and say, well, we know all the teams are over there. We can just literally sit, watch everything. Unless, you know, you've obviously got to be careful of, in your mind, that snaky snack, just chilling in the back, chilling in the bushes. But for them, it's a matter of, okay, well, we can hear them kicking the living hell out of each other. We'll just let the fights unfold. We'll watch all this. They're on the fastest side of the circle.
It's a 1v1v1, v3.
Purdy
here. He's donut hole. He's going to take him out. That's so important for Totality. Sharpshot's going to take him out. Sharpshot's alive. 11 kills on Wildcard, and Dignitas is going to take the win.
We need to talk about how important, Martin, you commented on it earlier on, say they absolutely committed and they wanted that shack. In the long term, 9 kills and a chicken dinner, it paid dividends for them. It really paid off.
It's so important, and this is kind of like the 3rd circle here. When you have the 3rd circle, the amount of area it can shrink after that is so small. So having a center position that is not a big compound is so crucial.
I mean, you kind of saw it. Even with a level 1 vest, no helmet, he just kind of says, right, balls to it. We're just getting in. No helmet, no problem. AKM, this is my shack, sunshine. Get out and walk. And it was how they kind of played it together as a team. You saw 2 push in, but it was the nuisance, the guy from the garage.
Civil, uncivil.
Uncivil, yep, just kind of pinging across, giving the information. They just went in. They just went completely in, took control of it, and in the end, they played it. They played the numbers. Where's the circle going to go next? Where are the best placements for it? And at the end of the day, it was just a matter of, you know, everyone can see how many's alive. Everyone can see who's dropping, who's going down, and it's those little nuances as a player. Okay, this team is still here, that team's still there. Realizing that who's kicking the hell out of one another on the opposing side of the map. It's like, well, okay, we now know he has to be there. He's got the kill on the kill feed. He's not behind us. Let's just look towards him. And
yeah,
nice placement from them.
Fantastic played by Dignitas here, and that's gonna propel them even further up here. They did take out Envious kind of earlier than themselves, but of course, still a lot of kills and a win is going to be so important for them.
100% MVP, Caden. To get that 3-piece against Noble, literally
so unexpected.
We watched it. I thought he was going to die here.
No.
Unfortunately, didn't cap it, but just looking down, we just watched them straight away. They all fell consecutively. There was, and I will say this, one of the other players did fall from another team, so I'm guessing potentially maybe they will bottleneck towards Caden. Because if another team's firing down...
I think it was United. Vegas kind of put some pressure onto them from the southeastern side of the circle, kind of, and then they pushed them over there. But also, you kind of have to commit because they saw Envious wasn't killed. It was knocks into knocks into knocks. So they kind of had to commit onto that and pushing that because that's also placement. But then again, he had position, he had a tree, he had a US, and then he could just kind of outplay them. And then taking that 3-piece is just so important for them.
Either way, 36 more points and more placement points as well. There you have it then. Game number 7 is all said and done. We'll take a very, very short break, and when we return, we'll crack on with game number 8. Don't go anywhere. See you in a second.